Hi, I'm Dean, this is One to Watch. I'm doing a 1 week on the wrist review of BOLDR Expedition. And what I'm going to cover in this review is a watch overview, positives, negatives with possible improvements, what it was like to wear on the wrist for a week, and overall opinion. So let's start off with watch overview. So the type of watch is a field watch, but I think it could also be seen as a diver and a sports type watch as well. The size, the diameter from here to here is 41 millimeters. The thickness is 40 millimeters. And as you can see, it doesn't really look 14 millimeters because it's stepped and it's quite shaped. It wears more like about 12 millimeters watch. So don't need to worry about the 40 mil thickness. The lug width, which is from here to here, is 20 millimeters. Which means that the strap size is 20 millimeters. The lug length, so that's the length from there to there, is 46 millimeters, and that will depend how it wears on the wrist. So 46 is a good size. For my wrist, which is 7¼ inch, anything that's about 53 millimeters or longer does overhang the wrist and then makes the watch look too big. The lens, the glass lens, is a double domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflection. The internal bezel, which is the one that's got the arrow 5, 10, 15, 20, and that gets turned with the crown at the top, so you can set time, and I'll demonstrate that. So what you can do is you can unscrew this top crown, and then you can so that you see how that bezel turns, and it turns in both directions. So if say for instance I was going to go on a run and I wanted to time my run, then I could move that bezel to so the arrow points to the minute hand, and then what I do is I press that in, and so what I do is press that in and turn that, and there we go. And then what you can actually see as I start my run, so I'd wait until that second hand perhaps gets to the 12, and as I start my run it times 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. So that's the internal bezel. And then what I tend to do, because the 5, 10, 15 can be used to, for normal time, so once I've finished, come back from my run and showered, etc., what I would do is unscrew the top crown again, put the point to the top position, and again push that in. Oops, there we go. Push that in and turn that, and that's back. So that was a demonstration of the internal bezel. The movement in the watch is a Swiss-made Solita SW200-1, and the water resistance of the watch is 200 meters. So, right, positives. I find the 41 millimeters a perfect size. My wrist is 7.25, and I think it suits perfect. So what I'll do, I'll just put that on so you can see the size. So as you can see, I'm actually wearing my Nodus Trieste watch today, and that is the same, pretty much same dimensions as the BOLDR watch. So it is a 41 male, 14 thick. We've got very similar dimensions, and as you can see, a similar colour rubber strap, even though that is a NATO rubber strap I've got on this one. So I'm going to take this one off very carefully, and I'm going to put this one on. There we go. So I can just move those keeps to where I want them to go. And there we go. And there we go. You can see that on the wrist now, and I think that 41 millimeters is a really good size. Right, the second thing I like about the watch, is my positive for me, is the strap. And if you can see this strap, it's really sort of robust, it fits nice, it's the sort of square fit from the cutout. It sort of makes it fit really nice, got a nice pattern to it. The buckle on that actually matches the bead blasted finish on the watch, which is really good. So let's take that one back off again now. And there we go. So that's what it looks like when you put it on. So the watch itself is, I think, very well made. It's almost indestructible or bomb-proof, which is ideal for a field watch. The loom of the watch, I find, looks very good. The numbers 8, 10, 12, 2 and 6, they turn blue. So when you sort of shine a torch on that to get loom so you can see it during the night, you get blue on the numbers, and everything else, the other lines, the arrow 5, 10, 15, 20, they turn green. So you've got two colours of loom, which I think makes it look really different, stand out. The timekeeping of this particular watch that I've got has been running -3 seconds a day, which is sort of Swiss COSC standard. And I think you'll probably find on this particular movement it may well vary from, I would say on average, from about -5 to +10 seconds a day. But this one has been running -3. The focus on detail I find very good. All the size, like the size of the numbers, are, I think, perfect. And the date, sort of size of the date, I can actually see that date. So quite often I either can't see the date, or a lot of watches put a cyclops on, which is like a magnifying glass, which, I think sometimes looks a little bit odd. So, and I think the way they frame that date window, the orange on the end of the second hand, which then we have orange on the top crown, and we have little orange pips, and it's just that attention to detail. On the back of the watch, we've got that sort of walker footprint and that sort of nice pattern. So they were my positives with the watch. Negatives with the watch, as much as I do like the actual date window, the position of the date window, I think, is a negative. I think so. For an improvement, the date window, if it was at 3 o'clock, what we could do then, we would have 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because the date window is at the 4 o'clock position, which sometimes is a good position, but on this watch we can't get the number 4, so it does throw the balance of the dial out a little bit. I still think we should always keep a date window on a field watch as well for this particular type of watch, but it's probably just in the wrong position for me. And that's about the only negative I can find. The only other improvement that I actually thought of was if we actually put some orange on the arrow 5, 10 and 15. That, I think, would give it a little bit, just more orange. But the downside of that is it might make it look a bit more of a diver type watch, and just detract from, if you wanted to sort of wear it in the evening, to wear it as a sort of smart watch when you're away on trips, etc. So you can sort of see that either way. Maybe they could do that as a sort of further option. So what was the watch like to actually wear? An overall opinion. Well, the week I've worn it, it's been, for me, the perfect watch. I've worn it for walking. I've actually swam in the lake. It was quite warm earlier in the week, and I had no problem with that. I think what was good about that is the fact you can screw the crown down. So as well, this bottom crown is, you can unscrew that crown, and it's got the usual. You can stop that, so you can reset the time. You can alter the time, and you can alter the date in that middle position. But the good thing is that you can wind that back down, So both crowns are screwed down, 200 water resistance. You know, not going to have any problems with that one. So really good, makes you feel really confident about going swimming. So I've given that a try and that was absolutely fine. The bezel, internal bezel, I do like that. It's a little bit neater than the external bezel, a little bit different, but you can still time things. This week I've actually been out for a power walk and I've actually timed my power walk. And what I found also was I had no problem actually seeing the time. I could read these numbers. I do normally wear reading glasses. I did my power walk without reading glasses on, so I could obviously see where I was going. And I had no problem seeing my times, my split times, where I should be at certain points in time. So I think overall I would highly recommend this watch. I've enjoyed wearing it. I think it looks good, it fits well, it's strong and robust, and it's a highly functional, good tool watch. So this was one to watch.